Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Amazon Seasons here, back with another video. So today we're going to be going through a step-by-step walkthrough of the FBA process. This video is aimed at beginners, so if you're anything other than a beginner, you can probably skip this video, although I appreciate your view. So throughout this process, there's about 6 steps that you're really going to need to know. This is going to be an overview, so it's not going to be in depth. If you would like individual points broken down, then I can certainly elaborate and maybe make a different video in future. But if you're new to the channel, then welcome. I appreciate you being here. Of all the videos you could have clicked on, you clicked on mine, and I appreciate that so much. So without further ado, let's get into this. So step number 1 is finding your profitable product. How you do that is going to typically be by using one of these 2 softwares. So you've got Jungle Scout or Viral Launch. Jungle Scout was the first sort of software to come out in terms of researching capabilities. Viral Launch are a bit newer, but they also seem to be a bit more up to date, and I think they're sort of taking storm the sort of software marketplace. It's up to you which you choose to pick, and I'm going to show you some price points here because they offer slightly different services, and in saying that, they also have different price points. So we're going to have a look at those price points now. Alright guys, the first thing to notice with Jungle Scout is they offer 2 different services. They offer a web app and a Chrome extension. They're both completely separate softwares, and they have different price points. They offer completely different services. So let's have a look at the web app. Web app is between $25 to $50 a month, and it allows you to track items, search the database, to search Amazon's database to find your product. So this is how you find your product, through the web app. The other software they offer is the Chrome extension. The Chrome extension used to be a one-off purchase, I believe. I heard rumors saying that it's now, I mean, it says here one-time payment. I heard some people saying a while ago that they were making it monthly. But $97 or $197. If you're just beginning, then ignore the Pro and just go with the Lite, because it really doesn't offer that much more if you're a beginner. So what the Chrome extension does is allows you to verify your findings through the web app. So you'd use a web app, you would search the database, you find a product, and then you use a Chrome extension to verify whether or not that product is actually going to be viable to sell. So that is Jungle Scout. So you've got probably a $97 one-off payment, and then you know, the only difference between the $25 and the $40 is a Niche Hunter. Not everybody that I know that does product research through Jungle Scout uses Niche Hunter. It's up for you to try. Maybe try your first month at $40. If Niche Hunter isn't something that you regularly use, then just go down to $25 a month. So that's Jungle Scout. The next one we have is Viral Launch. The Viral Launch, again, offer 2 different services. So they have a source service and a launch service. So sourcing is what you're going to do prior to finding your product. This is going to help you find your product. And they have, I think, 3 different softwares inside of it. So they have, or services. They have product discovery. It's also always cheaper annually than it is monthly. So we'll just see here, $24, $49, $66, $83 annually. That goes up to $29 to $99. So it depends on your budget, but in the long run, if you're going to be using this over 12 months, then maybe buy annually. It will save you a bit of money. It says that you get two free months if you buy annually. Market intelligence. I'm not going to go over each of these individual points. I'll let you guys do that. I think independent research in these cases is good because it helps sort things through your own brain rather than just me spewing all the information out. And then keyword research. So I mean, they all have different price points again. Yeah, $29 to $99 again. So that's their source option. Their launch option is again 3 different services: promotional launches, listing optimization, and product photography. I'll let you guys explore that on your own terms in your own time. But just the standard, we have 3 different launch strategies. So there's the Uber launch, viral subscription, and master package. Of these 3, which do you guys think is the most popular? I can tell you without doing any research, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, it's the middle one, viral subscription. There's a lot of psychology behind this, I can see right now. I will go into psychology and consumerism and how we market based on psychology in another video, because Viral Launch really tap into that and they do a wonderful job. And just this page here is such a good display. So that's step number 1, is finding a software that you are comfortable using and then finding a product through that software. So step number 2 is finding a supplier. To find your supplier, you're going to want to head over to Alibaba.com. They're a Chinese-based company, obviously based in China, and they trade to over 90% of FBA sellers. When you're on Alibaba, you're going to want to make sure that the supplier you're sort of trying to do business with is trade assured and gold standard. And alongside those two things, you're also going to want to check the company history. How long has the company been in business? There are some suppliers I've seen 11 years. I think 11 is the highest I've seen. That's a good company. I mean, I was looking at one just earlier. I had 126 transactions, 97% positive feedback rate, and they'd been in business for 11 years. And they were gold standard and trade assured. That's a company that I'm looking at getting into business with, because I trust that company to be a good supplier. On the other hand, you can find trade assured and gold standard, but they've only been in business for 1 year. If that's the case, I would advise just looking around, see if there's any other more experienced suppliers, because it's not that you can't trust a supplier that's only got 1 year. It's just they don't have that history, so we don't know how reliable they're going to be. So step number 3 is buying a barcode. The reason why buying a barcode is step number 3 is because before you ship your product, you're going to need to send your supplier over a barcode. Some people get Amazon to sticker the barcodes for them, but typically it's more expensive this way. I like to get my barcodes all slapped on my products pre-shipping. So they're all coming in. I think that just makes importing and exporting a bit easier. Every single barcode that's ever existed and ever will exist all comes from this company, G1. Having said that, because they're the only company that make barcodes, they can also charge whatever they want. And because they can charge whatever they want, they charge a lot of money. So there are companies like Speedy Barcodes, I think Barcode Mania is another one. They buy barcodes from GS1 and then they sell to people like me and you for considerably cheaper. So I got my first batch of barcodes for like $35, I think. Whereas on GS1 it would have cost me £400 to £500. So, there's a big difference. The only problem with buying your barcode through someone like Speedy Barcodes is that you don't own your barcode, because by the time you receive that barcode, it's third hand, because they bought it from GS1, that's now second hand, and then they sell it to you, that's now third hand. At the moment, that's not really a big issue. Amazon might be shifting into saying that every barcode that comes through their system has to originate from GS1, and when I say that, I mean that you have to be the original owner. At the moment it's not a problem, but I can see a shift happening where Amazon might shut down people's accounts if they can't prove that their barcode has been purchased directly through GS1. So bear that in mind. As of right now, late 2018, it's not an issue. But eventually it might become an issue, so just be aware of that. So step number 4, it's a blank slide, because it's really, really easy, and it's you won't need a walkthrough, because every Seller Central, every listing will be slightly different in how you want to create your title, and it's fairly self-explanatory. That's the word. It's fairly self-explanatory what you need to do to get your listing up on Amazon. So that's a really quick step, but obviously you need to do this before your listing gets to Amazon, because they need to know what product is coming in. And that loud noise, if you can hear that in the background, that's my son. So just ignore that. Step number 5, and this is the big one: arranging your shipment. So the easiest way to arrange a shipment is to organize it through a company that can handle the entire transaction, the entire journey from A to B. Typically, you're going to want to probably do FOB, which stands for free on board shipping, and that means your supplier will get your goods and board it on the dock, on the boat. Once they do that, it's up to these guys, Freightos, Flexport, Shippo. They will then deal with that from the boat to the UK, to USA, to Canada, or wherever it is your product is landing, and then collect it and deliver it to Amazon. So these guys take away the hassle of finding freight forwarders and signing documents and understanding all of the legalities, because these guys handle that for you. Trust me, it's worth it. It will save you a headache. You know, when you think about things too much, sometimes it can prevent you from doing things. So if shipping is one of those things that you think is so daunting and that it's such a learning curve that you just want to avoid it, then go with one of these guys, because it's hassle free. They arrange it all for you, and it's a one-time payment. You know, it really couldn't be easier. So the next step, so your product has arrived at Amazon. The next logical step is to optimize your listing and then to start PPC, so you can officially launch your product. So if you're buying from someone that looks like they're, you know, Mr. Unhappy, you're not going to want to buy. You don't even want to click through on that photo because it doesn't look appealing. But if you find a listing on Amazon that has, you know, Smiling McGee, then maybe you're going to click through on that. And even if you have a good product, if you have bad photos, people aren't going to know it's a good product because they're not going to click through. So photos are really, really important. And when I say that, I really stress how important they are. I remember when I first launched my product, my very first product, I launched it with the standard photos that I got from my supplier. And I thought they were really good, and then I had them independently reviewed after I wasn't making sales. And the guy was like, "Yeah, these are rubbish photos. Why would you ever launch with them?" I couldn't see that guy because I thought they looked really good. But when you zoomed in, when you hovered your mouse over, they went all grainy and it looked horrible. I was sort of oblivious to that at the time. So I had mine optimized. I paid a professional on Fiverr and some really good photos, and then my sales just shot up. I have a good product, but my photos were poor, so people just weren't clicking through. So once you optimize your listing with photos, you also need to optimize your keywords. There are a number of tools in which you can use to optimize your keywords. Helium 10, Wordtree. If you want, I can do a video doing keyword research. For the most part, you can do a lot of keyword research for free. So I'll probably do a video on that because we all love free things. And the final thing is PPC, managing your PPC. I won't get into that in this video again because that's a whole new topic and it's so big discussing PPC. You know, we could talk for hours about it. There's so many different strategies. You know, what works for one might not work for another. It depends on what category you're in. Most sellers don't know this. There are two types of products: hedonic and utilitarian products. PPC works differently with both of those. With both of those different types of products, depending on whether your product requires a purchase back again. Like if it's a food product, then your PPC is going to be different because people are going to naturally come back. Whereas certain products, it's just a one-off purchase. So, well, I will definitely make a PPC video in future. But there you have it. Steps 1 to 6. This is you know, a walkthrough that should help you understand the steps. It's not in depth. It wasn't meant to be in depth. It's just so you get a broad overview of the things that you're required to sort of get your business up and running. So I hope you guys like the video. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, join the Facebook group. This is Amazon Seasons, and together we're going to weather the storm. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you again for sticking around and watching the video. I'll see you soon.